prosperity, serenity, bliss, joy, love, and all of that beautiful, beautiful energy, stuff, things, personal place. I got all confused. I was doing too much. Welcome, Soul Tribe, to another session of Mindfulness Mondays. Oh, here we go. We're back. Had a little glitch, I guess. So, let's breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. All of that good prana, because today is what? One. That beautiful, beautiful portal day. All those gates. That's what the ones represent. Ooh, I don't know what's happening. I keep reconnecting, but well, something must be going on up there. I told you it's a lot of energy going on today for that 111, but let's hope that we don't have any more interruptions. Let's put that good energy out there. No more interruptions. Okay. How was the week? How are you guys flowing into your new energy? Prayerfully, wonderfully, prayerfully, wonderful. As you can see, I am back into my home. Although I must say, I did kind of like the setup where I was at. That's for sure. I was up there at my good brother's place, and his beautiful, beautiful now fiance. Shout out to them. They always welcome me with open arms and gift me and just love on me, and I love them, and I just love being around family. Family is everything. And speaking of gifts, she actually brought me this beautiful, beautiful bracelet. I don't know if you guys can see. It's so gorgeous. I'm absolutely in love with it. And she knows that green is my favorite color. So, to me, she gifted this to me. I apologize, you guys. I don't know what's happening, but the wireless is going in and out. I've never had this issue before, so I don't know, but work with me, stay with me. Peace and blessings to everyone that's tuning in. Peace and blessings. So, oh, wait, before I get into all that, I'm about to say, let me spit out these pleasantries. If you have missed any of these past shows, you guys can always tune in over at my YouTube channel, which I need to get those subscribers up. So if you guys can please support me. Go over to the channel Summer, S-U-M-E-R, Solstice, S-O-U-L-S. Excuse me. So a lot of people always get that, and they're like, we can't find you because you always leave out the S. So it's S-O-U-L-S-T-I-C-E over at YouTube. So like and subscribe and share. If again you need any more additional services or help, head on over to my website www.summersolstice.com and sign up for my 3-finger consultation, the me, myself, and I. How to hold yourself accountable for your life's journey and how to release and let go of what no longer serves you. Because guess what? It's all good. So try. It's going to be so interesting. Oh my gosh, I wish this would stop doing that. I do not know what is going on with this wireless today. But last week we talked about balance. And almost forgot. As soon as I started looking at them letters, though, they would have reminded me, I need to put those things on to make the words a little bit bigger for you so that you can see, called glasses. Because for some reason, these all are necessity to me now. Oh my goodness, these things are so... I must have had a lot of oil on the last time that I wore them, because I put these things on just now. It was like fog. Can't see a thing. Woo, okay, that is much better. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Okay, so balance, and it read, as a master, I am neutral in the face of opposing forces. From the center, I see clearly, consider calmly, and act decisively. So, how was you working with those opposing forces during last week? Did you see clearly? Did you see your way clearly, calmly? And did you make decisive decisions, right? In a calm, natural manner. I tell everyone all the time that, this spiritual journey is not easy. It is not simple. It is constant work. And on last week, I could have had a definite trigger moment, but I was like, I pulled upon that good energy and was like, I knew to whom I was dealing with. So you guys, have to really, really have that spirit of discernment. When you run into some of these entities out here, you cannot allow anyone to take up your good energy. Peace and blessings, Sister Queen Sandra. Woo! Thank you so much for your support. But you cannot allow others to suck up on you. And your lights. They are really doing something up in the sky today. With this wireless thing. I'm a little disturbed about it. They don't want this message to go across today, I think. They're trying to block us. But, they trying to suck up on my good energy. They trying to take my good energy from me. But, I spoke to a girlfriend, a sister queen of mine last night, and I was just, pouring into her that you have to be mindful when these energies, come in, because they are there to suck you dry, and they know where your triggers are, and they know the things that they can say and do to you in order to get a rise out of you, so they can just put on their little suckers and be like, yes, give me that. Because what you don't understand about like these entities, these succubus energies, is that they don't care like how they get it, as long as they getting it from you. And as long as you lower that vibration and you're in fear or anger or sadness and all these things, they like, yes, I'll take it any way I can get it. So don't give it to them. Recognize that energy immediately and cancel it. So don't give that any energy. Stay balanced. Stay balanced. Today, I'm actually going to begin with the self-mastery tool instead of the lesson, because this actually may have to go into a part two, because I went in on this one for you guys. I'm like, I got definitions, because a lot of you were saying like, we love the lessons, but can you break it down just a little bit more, for us? So I went in and I made sure I had the definitions, and I researched. So I always go over, because how I do. I be getting to talking sometimes because I get too excited, and I go over time. So we may have to go to part that will be over at my YouTube channel. So let's see, what is our self-mastery tool for this week that's going to keep us together and remind us as a master, this is how we handle this situation. Yes. So here we go. Self-mastery, here goes my little song. Self-mastery tool, self-mastery, self-mastery tool, self-mastery, self-mastery tool, self-mastery, self-mastery tool. What is the tool for this week? What is the tool? Hard to pop out of me. Let's see what this is. Ooh, integrity. And it reads, as a master, I live by my highest principles. No matter how long the wait or how high the price, nothing is more valuable than a clear conscience. Nothing is more valuable than a clear conscience. I'm going to read this again, and remember, write it down. Integrity is the self-mastery tool. As a master, okay, we had to pause again. As a master, I live by my highest principles. No matter how long the wait or how high the price, nothing is more valuable than a clear conscience. This is what I was talking about staying balanced against those opposing forces. And when we talk about no matter how high the price, I consider that as, because some of us will say, well, I let this person, be disrespectful to me, or I should not have let them do. The price to us is that pride. You know what I mean? Like, that's usually the price, you know, that they're talking about, how high the price. You know, feeling like you should have done something differently, or feeling like disturbed, or, when you still got that little bit of, you like, I should have said this, I should have did this. Why didn't why didn't I react? You know, instead of responding, because as I always say, it's about responding, not reacting, because in the reaction is when you're dealing with your emotion and not your intellect. And when you deal with emotion, that means you're giving away your power, because you are reacting with that energy instead of bringing that energy up and responding from here, from your intellect, actually, which is really within, because your brain is the process. So when I'm pointing here, I'm really pointing here, you know, at the all-seeing, the all-knowing, the God within you. That's how you respond. So this integrity, so that you walk away with a clear conscience, that clear conscience is going to be coming from the place of, I'm growing because I respond. I didn't react. You know, so that's where that clear conscience will come in, when you can walk away with a smile, because you know you did not give away any of your good light and your good energy. Like, yes, you know, you know what? Your crown wasn't rocked in any type of way. Your crown stayed fixed and unmoved, unshaken. You know, I tell people all the time, be as the tree. We can all up in here, we can be waving around. Them storms be out there, those trees be like, woo, woo, woo. And they just go with the flow. They just move, and, you know, it's like, oh, but guess what? That root is strong. Strong. Standing, grounded, holding on. Like, I am unmovable. I am unshakable. And that's what you got to do. Keep your integrity. But yeah, keep your integrity. Because that is most important. You can walk away with your clear conscience. Nothing is more valuable. Nothing is more valuable than when you can breathe easy and breathe deep. You know, and be pleased with yourself. Be pleased with yourself. So it's like, you know. So, yeah. Live by your highest principle. Your highest principle. What is your highest principle? Huh? What is your highest principle? Maybe that's what you need to ask yourself. Peace and blessing. Was that Mirza? Ooh, I love that. Mirza, excuse me if I pronounced it incorrect. Brother Paul. Peace and blessings, King. Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting. Let's see what our power is for this week. What is your power? I said, what is the power? What is that matching energy to our integrity? Let me know. Discern. We have the power. Was I talking about discernment at the beginning? Yeah. Power to discern. And it reads, I am a soul. I express myself through the vehicle of body. This soul consciousness shines light on what is real and natural. Spiritual awareness reveals the truth about everything. Yes. That is so powerful. Is it not? Is that not powerful? Write it down. I am a soul, because we are a soul having a human experience. A lot of times we get caught up in thinking that we humans, you know what I mean, with a soul. No. We are a soul having a human experience. And don't let me start going into that hue part. But I express myself through the vehicle of a body. So remember, we are like as big as the galaxy, soul tribe. We are like, we can fill up this whole entire earth. That's how huge we are, and then some. And that's even making it small, actually. But we expressing ourselves through this vehicle of a body. You know, this is not who we are. I do my Kriya Yoga daily. And a part of that breathing exercise, the pranayama, is saying on the inhale, I am not this body. And on the exhale, saying, I'm not even this mind. Because you're not. You're not this body. This doesn't define you. This meat suit. Although I love my meat suit, though, I'm going to say. I do, I take care of it. But I'm not this body. This is not who I am. This doesn't really define me. What defines me is my soul. My soul. How I express the soul through this vehicle of a body. Yes? Yes. This soul consciousness, I'm going to wait for this disturbance. This soul consciousness shines light on what is real and natural. And what's real? What's real? What does that mean? It's what we project. Okay, what we create. Because that's what's real, is our creation. You know what I mean? Our thoughts. Which turns into these projections of what you see all around you. That's what's real. What real is that we are an unlimited being with unlimited possibilities. And that we create our reality. Natural is just a way of being. Is just being. To be. Which is to just flow. Flow in who you are authentically. That's natural. What comes natural to you? What comes natural to me is to be loved. That's my natural state of being. To be kind. To spread love and joy and bliss and serenity. And to be happy and to be joyful and to be a comedian and to laugh and to sing and to dance. And that's what comes natural to me. To give. That's natural. That's natural. Love is our natural way of being, because that's what we were created in. We were created in love. Spiritual awareness reveals the truth about everything. So yes, when you are aware, a lot of people and you are in total alignment with whom you are and understanding who you are, it becomes like that. When you come into contact with beings, you'll know like that. Discernment is like boom, 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 boom. Spirit talks to you all the time. I feel it instantly, I'm a clairsentience. Clairaudience, I'm all of that. I'm an empath. I'm an abundance of things, actually. I'm just like this little, remember that thing? The Jack in the Box? Like, boom, and you pop out. Now, who knows how I'm going to pop out some days? I pop out in all types of ways. I'm like, I pop out in this characteristic one day, and I pop out in this characteristic another day, and I pop out in another characteristic, on another day. It all depends. But it all comes natural, so I just flow with it. I'm like, oh, today I'm feeling like my sensual self. Oh, today I'm feeling like my jokey self. Today I'm going to be creative. A little bit more serious. Who knows? But that's, really not usual. But let's dive into this lesson on today. Instinct, intuition, psychic impression. Which one is guiding you? This one. Yeah, this one is serious. So, I always say, before I forget, did you guys get your journals? Have you been writing it? Have you been writing in your journals? It is important. Yes, daily. Affirmations. Remember, have you been waking up with your smile? Have you been turning over and make sure you smile when you turn over? It's important. Writing down what you're grateful for. Change your life. And actually, look, I had 2 new ones. I was gifted during Kwanzaa. Look at these. Aren't these so exciting? I was like, because this is how I be feeling. All iridescent and bubbly and stuff. So I'm like, ooh, so I got 2 new journals. What does that say? Trust your soul, because your soul knows. Your soul knows. And this one, the future is ours. Yes. All of you love beings, light workers, and such great beings, it's ours. We have won the war. It's already. It's over. It's over. Those of us that have transcended into 5D and the new earth. So, here we go. Let's dive on in here to the handy dandy Science of Mind. Remember, you guys are supposed to be getting this book too. Get that book. Get that book. And the passage reads, that quality in an animal which directs its actions and tells it where to go to find food and shelter, we call instinct. It is really omniscience in the animal. And let's go to, I did my work for you guys so everything can be crystal clear. Omniscience in Webster reads, having an infinite awareness or having knowledge of everything. So I said, oh, okay. Having infinite awareness or having knowledge of everything innately. Okay. The same quality, more highly developed, makes its appearance in man and is what we call intuition. So we've already figured out, we've taken X1 out as far as which one is guiding you, unless you shape-shifting into some animal at night time that we don't know about. This day and age could very well be a possibility, you know? But as man, we call it intuition. And so the Webster's definition of intuition is a natural ability or power that makes it possible to know something without any proof or evidence. That's what Webster says. Etymology says, insight, direct or immediate perception, a prompting, impulse. Instinct is said to be blind. That is, either the end is not consciously recognized by the animal or the connection of the means with the end is not understood. Okay, I'm going to go back. Let's stick with the intuition. A feeling that guides a person to act a certain way without fully understanding why. I jumped the gun for a minute. Intuition. So the Webster's version, a natural ability or power that makes it possible to know something without any proof of evidence. And etymology, a feeling that guides a person to act a certain way without fully understanding why. Back to the text. Intuition is God in man revealing to him or her the realities of being. And just as instinct guides the animal, so would intuition guide man, if he or she would allow it to operate through them. Let's go back, right? Because that's a lot. That was a lot. The quality in an animal which directs its action and tells it where to go to find food and shelter we call instinct. It is really omniscience in the animal. Highly developed, makes its appearance in man, and is what we call intuition. Getting back to the definition. A natural ability or power that makes it possible to know something without any proof of evidence. A feeling that guides a person to act a certain way without fully understanding why. How many of you have experienced like that intuition? You just like, because that's what it's like to me. I have it's like a little in my chest. You know, it's like, it's a knowing. You don't even know why you know. You just know, right? It's like, I'll never forget a time where oftentimes I go to the store and it's just like, I'll be ready to go out the door. It's like, no, don't take that. No, don't be around this person. It's like, that's intuition. That's what the text is saying. God in man. Now, the instinct, which is having this infinite awareness or having knowledge of everything, is animal. That's why people say the animal instinct, because there's a certain level of cognition that animals don't have that separates us from them. You know, we have this cognitive thought that's like, we get that moment to say, maybe not so much. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't go there. Maybe I shouldn't say this. But animals, it's an instinct to just do. And, you know, it's this awareness. I'm up here like the lion. Like the lion is like going to prey. It's just like this awareness, you know, of everything. It knows where to find its food. It knows where to find out the womb walking. They have a little stumble. They born, they have a little stumble. And they ready to go. They ready to like hunt. They ready to go find shelter. They ready to do. Although they're still, of course, watching and learning from the mother or the father, but it's already instilled within them, this natural ability to have this awareness of what to do, where to go. Because even if you've watched, because I used to love the Animal Planet and Discovery Channel and all those was my favorite. And so if you notice, like with any of the animals, if they get lost or separated from the pack, they don't just sit and die. You don't just see them like just lay down and be like, well, this is it, I lost my parents. No. It's this innate, instinctual to survive. That's powerful, right? That's powerful. So intuition is God in man revealing to him the realities of being. And just as instinct guides the animals, so would intuition guide man. If he would allow it to operate through him. If he would allow it to operate through them. Excuse me, I don't know what it's called into my throat. It's a little warm in here, though. That's probably what it is. If you would allow it to operate through them. And that allowance is to understand what it is to just be. And to sit still enough to hear. Because a lot of times we have so many thoughts going on in our brains and minds that we can't function. Like that's really like what it is. We can't hear. We can't hear clearly because we're too busy with 10,000 thoughts going on in our minds. So that's why meditation, which I always encourage you guys to do, is so important. Meditation is key. It's about sitting, inhaling and exhaling, and quieting the mind so that you can hear clearly. And when you do that enough, you don't have to be sitting still in order to hear or feel, or have that innate, again, discernment and that intuition, that knowing, that awareness, because it comes natural because you've decluttered your like 1,000 billion trillion thoughts. So that's where the allowance, where they mean like allowing that intuition, that God self within you to operate. So here again, we must be careful not to mistake a psychic impression for an intuitive one. Psychic impressions seek to control man. Intuition always remain. And if you guys hear me repeating myself, it's because I see the disconnect happening. So just in case you missed it, I'm just going back to say it again. Intuition always remains in the background and waits for recognition. That's deep. So now, of course, I'm going on over here back to my handy dandy breakdown. Because what are these psychic impressions? So psychic impressions are based upon the building blocks of the infant's psychic structure. Because remember, I don't know if you guys have tuned into the other sessions that we had. There's a stage called the Hypnagogic Stage, which is from gestation, when you're in the womb, the beautiful womb, until about 7 years young. And during that, of whom you are and how you operate from that 7th year on is the impressions that you receive during that stage. So everything that you saw, everything that was taught to you, everything that you heard using all your senses is implanted into your subconscious mind and therefore produces through you consciously. That's why I tell people all the time, like, you think that you're consciously like making these decisions, you're consciously doing these things, that you're actually saying, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to say, this is how I'm going to respond, this is how I'm going to react consciously. No, it's your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is holding all the imprints and the stories and the experiences from that particular stage. And this is how. The building blocks of the infant's psychic structure, which is from a great book called The Void. The Void. Because any experience, whether pleasurable or not, leaves its memory trace as a certain impression of yourself. A certain impression of the other person or object, and an effect between the two, triad of the self-representation, the object representation, and the affect. So let me break that on down to you. Self-representation is defined as is the image the subject has of him or herself based upon his or her own. And again, self-representation is the image the subject has of him or herself based upon his or her own interpretation. So that is self-representation. The object representation is the ability to perceive an object's physical properties, such as shape, color, texture, tone, and apply somatic attributes to the object, which include the understanding of its use, previous experience to others. I know, that's a lot. So the self, of course, is the image that you have or of yourself based upon your own interpretation. The object is everything that is outside, but including your body, because we're talking about inside versus out. So it's color, shape, texture, all of these like experience. That's the object representation. And then we have the affect, which is an observed emotional demeanor, like whether your tone or modulation of voice. This is why there's going to be a part 2, because I'm trying to cram all this into right now. So when we're talking about self-representation, object representation, and affect, so these are the 3 things that are formed within this psychic impression. And so let's just take, for instance, because I was just actually telling someone the other day, when a child always tells the truth, right? And so a lot of times, like my daughter, I'm going to throw out there, for instance, when she was about, I don't even know, like 6 or 7, we were introducing her to someone's mother, and the mother about her daughter. You know, the mother asked my daughter how she felt about her daughter. And my daughter came straight out and said, I think she's ugly. She's like, I think she's ugly. I think she's ugly. And so we're, they're like, what do you say? So usually your response would be like, no, don't say that. That's not nice. That's not. But what I've realized is that what you're telling the child is, that's what you're saying in the background. That's what the impression is left in the child's subconscious, is to say, oh, telling the truth is not a good thing. Telling the truth isn't the right thing. And when I say, of course, good and right, I always use those terms very loosely. So what should have been said is that the truth is always appreciated, and there's nothing you can do with the truth, because that is her interpretation. Again, the object representation of what she perceives, what she perceived in her own mind as to what is beautiful or not. And actually that could go to say some other things that I'm not going to go into, because that may get a little bit too deep. But what should have been expressed to her is that you always have to be mindful of others' interpretation of what you may say. And there's always a way to express that you're mindful of how another being may interpret it, instead of saying, no, don't say that. Because children speak the truth. And I love it. I love that about a child, because that's a beautiful thing. Because a lot of us is walking around here right now telling all types of lies, not being truthful in any way, don't know how to be truthful. And some of it is because of these psychic impressions. There's so much that goes into the psychic impression. We're going to go on to impressions that become fixed in the soul, which is a book, The Inner Journey Home. The Inner Journey Home. And it says, strong and or repeated impressions tend to become fixed in the soul, becoming part of the overall ego restructuring. These impressions can be positive or negative, pleasurable or painful. Some of the most well-known and problematic ones are those due to painful or intensely conflictual experiences of early life. These include abandonment and loss, hatred and judgment, severe intrusion or lack of empathy, and so on. A specific subset of these is abuse. When the child is subjected to abuse of any kind, the pain and conflict around events and situations are so powerful that the impressions are quite lasting. We can see this in the many individuals who were victims of emotional, physical, or sexual abuse, the effects of which can not only last a lifetime, but tend to structure the experience in pain and difficult ways. Powerful, right? Powerful. So they're saying especially those that have experienced abuse. Again, like myself, I experienced sexual abuse, rape, molestation from the age of 2 till about 13. And during this life cycle, as I continued to grow, and then I really started working on my inner child and doing my shadow work and working on myself, I then sat and realized how much these psychic impressions was guiding my life. How I was reacting to others in relationships of all kinds, whether it be work, whether it be personal, whether it was family. It wasn't me. My natural and real self that we talked about in the power, that's not who was showing up. Who was showing up was the psychic impressions. It was the energy from my abuse that I had endured for all those years. That emotion that I was coming with, that lack of self-love, that love me, love me, love me, love me. I need you to make me feel beautiful. I need you to love me. I need you to make me feel worthy. Self-sacrificing, you know what I mean? People-pleasing, all came from my experience and the psychic impressions that was left behind because of these experiences. Welcome to everyone that's joining in right now. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. And so it changed my life. It changed my life once I realized that I wasn't operating at my most authentic self. I was operating from all my past hurts, pains, and traumas. I'm telling you guys, if you really sit and think about how you respond in your relationships, sit and really listen to what others have been saying, about you, like, gosh, you're so aggressive, gosh, like, why are you so angry? Or, my goodness, like, you're so sad. Or, oh, you're so needy. Oh my goodness, why are you doing this? So if you take the time, and again, I tell people, this is what my consultation is about. People be like, well, he, she, it, they, them. Yes, but it's these three. The me, myself, and I pointing back at you. That really is the determining factor why your life is the way that it is. I so apologize, Soul Tribe, for this interruption. I don't really know what's happening on today, but it keeps reconnecting. But these impressions become fixed in your energy, in your etheric field. In your etheric field, they're just there, and they're just following you around, stuck to you, constantly projecting them outward to everyone. So again, and it's saying here that they can last a lifetime, and they structure you in painful and difficult ways. So we got to take a look at that. Let's go back to the text. And what it says here, psychic impressions seek to control. That's ego. Those impressions are ego telling you, no, don't do this. No, you've never had any support, so you're never going to have any support. Or no money in your life, so you ain't going to never have money. You always going to be broke. You've never had love in your life. No one's going to love you. That's those impressions. I must guard myself. I must protect myself because I've always been hurt, so I'm going to continue to be hurt. I have to go. It's like, no, you have to fight against that and tell yourself and speak a different conversation. I always say you have to change the conversation. All the clients that I have, I tell you have to change the conversation. Change the conversation. It's done. the past, like I always say, can only haunt you if you continue to bring it to your present. And then your present no longer becomes a gift. It's a nightmare. It's a cycle of nightmares that continue to go on and on and on and on and on. Until you face it and say, no more. No more. Not doing this with you. Not going to continue to do this with you. So, it says, all arbitrary control of man stopped as soon as he or she was brought to a point of self-knowingness, self-awareness. And what is self-knowingness? With self-awareness? Understanding exactly who are you? Who are you? You are a soul having a human experience. You an unlimited being with unlimited possibilities that creates its reality. You are your thoughts. You are your energy. You are a powerful, magical being. Period. From this point, he or she must discover his or herself. But intuition, which is nothing less, silently awaits his or her recognition and cooperation. The spirit is always there if we could but sense its presence. And again, you sense the presence by clearing out all that clutter, being still, sitting and listening. Sitting and listening and being. Just being you. Just be you. Mystics have felt this wonderful, powerful working from within and have responded to it. And as a sure evidence, illusions, they have all sensed the same thing. Had the impressions been psychic only, each would have seen and sensed a different thing. For each would have seen through the darkness of his or her own subjective mentality. Read that again. This, no, let's go. I'm going to go back a little bit further. Intuition is God in man silently awaiting his or her recognition and cooperation. The spirit is always there if we could but sense its presence. Mystics have felt this wonderful power working from within, because everything comes from within. Everything comes from, and have responded to it, and as a sure evidence that they were not laboring under delusions. They have all sensed the same thing. Had the impression been psychic only, each would have seen and sensed a different thing. Exactly, because the impressions are different based upon, again, how you grew up within that cycle of life, within that stage, that 0 to 7 years young. So if it had only been psychic impressions, you all wouldn't be experiencing the same thing, because everybody's life has been different. But when we are all experiencing love, happiness, joy, and peace, because that's who we are at the soul level, we know, you know what I mean, that's just our way of being. That's sensing the presence. That's sensing the presence. That's self-awareness. That's self-knowingness. That's beauty. That's love. That's God. The universal energy, the absolute, the all, the everything, the almighty, the all-knowing, the unity. Again, however you want to express that, the unity. So for each would have seen through the darkness of his own subjective, mentality. This has been a lot. And I'm still actually going to do a part 2 because, again, these interruptions with this, I don't know what's happening today. I'm sure many of you probably been just a little bit annoyed, by these interruptions because, and there it goes again. Because this really needed to flow, and this really just this lesson or session today really just needed to flow, and I really wanted the focus to be continuous and these little interruptions. But that's how you know that this one was a good one, because this is what changes lives. This is what transforms you and propels you on the fast track like a rocket, you know what I mean, to oneness and to peace. And again, this is what, you know, I help beings with every single day. You want to transform your life. You want to let go of what no longer serves you. Are you tired of the mess? Are you tired of being on the hamster wheel? Peace and blessings. Yes, you made it. Peace and blessings. There we go again. Are you tired of being on the hamster wheel and not feeling like, oh, I need to get out of this? What is this? Depression? Although it could be your genius. That's something else we could talk about. But sign up for the 3-finger consultation. The me, the myself, and the I. Because at the end of the day, it's all us. It's all experience. It's all lessons. And you have to let that energy go. And if, again, you want to know how to let that go and you really ready to dive in deep and you are ready to put away, sister, I am ready to transform. I am ready to let all of this go. I've been holding on to it too long because it is shaping your life. You keep running into the same obstacles and the same mess over and over and over again because your psychic impressions are still very much so in your subconscious. So you ready? Sign up for the 3-finger consultation. Go over to my website, sumersolstice.com. It's on the very first page, 3-finger consultation. Sign up today. You cannot put a price on your life because when we're done, you're going to be like, what? I know who I am. I'm walking in my self-awareness. Woo! Your light body gonna be filling up the whole entire place. When you walk into a room, everyone's gonna be like, what did you do? Like, I need to do that too. Look at all that rhyme. I love it. I love it when it rhymes. I love it when it rhymes. But no, seriously, guys, I appreciate your support and I appreciate you working with me, especially on today with all these interruptions. Oh, but you see how we responded to them because, listen, it ain't nothing can stop this flow. And head on over, like I said, please, to the YouTube channel, Summer Solstice. Don't forget the S, so that's SUMERSOULSTICE. 2 words. 2 words, Summer Solstice. And like and subscribe and share. Sharing is caring. I love you. I love you guys. I send you an abundance of loving energy and light. And until next Monday, don't forget to keep your integrity and your spirit of discernment for this week. I love you. Peace, love, and light.